And we are live. What's good, people? It's your man DL Saint in the building. How are y'all doing? I'm back for part two. Yeah, I've been having trouble with my soundboard a little bit, so I'm checking it against the live feed. And it seems to be working. So bear with me for 1 second. Yeah, we good. So what's up? How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing? Oh, let me turn some lights on. Yeah, this was good. I did a show earlier today, and for whatever reason, my soundboard didn't boot up properly, I guess. I was watching a replay, and I'm like, oh man, I can't hear any of the sound effects, which we're gonna need. So how y'all doing, man? It's Monday. It's the end of Monday. Hopefully you guys are at home or on your way home. The hard day is done. 4 more days left until the weekend. So and thanks for popping by. Yeah, man, I'm gonna be doing some shows this week. I'm gonna stay on the Andrew Tate thing, bro. And it's not that it's just Andrew Tate, but really for me it is a matter of freedom of speech, freedom of expression. Now I understand that, what's going on now, it's a global thing. Andrew Tate is an American, but he doesn't live in America, and he's dealing with a corporation that isn't the government. And I understand all those things. I really do. You know what I mean? So we're just going to delve into it a little bit, man. Force people to, to think about what they're doing, man. It's all about this. It is all about
tank. Arch, nothing gets past the old think tank. Nothing.
I challenge everyone to just load up the old think tank, man, and just be open and, let's see where this goes. You know what I mean? Brother Mike's in the house. What's good? How you feeling, brother? How you feeling? You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the support. Always do. You know what I mean? Sister Candace is in the house. What's good? I'm trying to work hard. I'm trying to catch up with them boys. You know what I mean? I'm trying to work hard. Like I said, I wanted to delve into some Andrew Tate stuff, and I actually went into the archives on Fresh and Fit's platform, went back to that very first episode that Andrew Tate did, and that's where the drive is coming from. Fresh had asked him a question about today and what's going on now with, if you had nothing, if you were broke, what would you do to start earning, to start, getting that bread? And his answer, it was like, wow, that's, it was a good answer. We'll get to that at one point this week, because I'm going to be covering a lot of what Tate has to say. Mainstream media is doing a really good job of painting one side of it. You know what I mean? I just want to put out there some other stuff. Like, we just read and hear what he actually said versus listening to the clips and what some people are jumping to conclusions on. I gotta admit, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't agree with 100% everything that Andrew Tate says. I don't agree with it. I don't. But the man should be free to say everything he wants to say and allow me to sift through what I think is good, what I think is bad, or whatever. Right? And like I said, I met the cat, so I respect the dude. So, there it is right there. So we're going to get into it. You know what I mean? We definitely going to get into it. And Brother Mike's like, no days off, best shooting guard. Yeah, they doing their thing. But so what really got me on this particular topic was something I saw in the Daily Mail. Like, it came across, it's dailymail.com. It came across my feed somehow. And I saw this and I'm like, you know what? I want to talk about this a little bit. Miss AKA, ladies in the house, what's good? What's good? That's what's up. You know what I mean? Pack the knots. What's good? Never seen you before. No, let him talk. Yep. And we're gonna this platform right here, bro. I can proudly state that I have people on both sides of the equation. You know what I mean? You want to call it a red pill world, blue pill world, whatever you want to call it. I have both on this platform to support me. And I'm proud to say that I really enjoy having these conversations with my folks. So it's the first time I've seen you. You know what I mean? Sit back, man. We encourage you to be active, but you know what I'm saying? Temper yourself, because we're gonna have a real talk about this and get some perspective from both sides. And that's what I've been working towards. I want to continue to grow and get that going. Han's in the house. What's good, fam? What's good, fam? I know people getting tired of hearing the air horn, but once we're starting to get subs, and then pretty soon we're gonna have to stop hitting the air horn. We'll go to something else. You know what I mean? And hashtag free Tate. Yeah, bro. I mean, it's not like he's locked up, but free his voice, free his views. So, and again, welcome to all. Thank you guys for coming. We're not here. I'm not here trying to pick a fight. I'm not here really trying to choose sides, to be honest with you. It's going to sound a little biased because I am pro Andrew Tate. But here's the thing. I don't agree with everything he says. But we're definitely going to get in here. What's good? What's good? Foxtrot Sierra's in the house. Yes. I'll be on his platform tomorrow, guys. I'll be on the Foxtrot Sierra platform tomorrow. We'll be talking a little bit about World War II. We're going to be talking about Dunkirk. Looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. So yeah, let's get to the story. Let me pull this up, and I'll share it as I read it. And again, the views that were being shared on, just like it's going to be a little slant from me a little bit, there's definitely a slant out there in the media against Tate. And, it's just what we're seeing. It is what it is. We see that slant in news media. We see that slant, in print media. It is what it is, bro. So let's get into it. Cardi B in an online skirmish with MMA fighter Jake Shields after he calls her a bad example for kids. I don't have any super chats yet, man. I'm only halfway there. I have the subscribers, but I can't. I don't have the views yet. You need 4,000 view hours in a 12-month period. I'm halfway there. So now I'm really delving into the content so we can get to the second half of that equation and complete that mission to be able to get super chats, bro. So I apologize, man, but thank you so much for being eager. Just set it aside for me. Set it aside. We're going to get there. And we're going to get into it. And still can't drop any wrenches or anything like that. I can't drop any mods. I guess you have to reach a certain, I'm getting close. So it won't allow me to do it yet, but as soon as it allows me to do it, y'all know everybody's getting wrenches. Y'all know that, right? Y'all my day ones. Miss AKA lady, it's like he popped out of all out of a sudden. Do you think KS absence pushed Tate in the algorithm? Maybe yes and no. Tate had a plan. Like when I met him, he had a plan. This wasn't all by accident, guys. Like he planned this out. You got to understand with Andrew Tate, when normally when you see him on a platform, he's in character. I've said this before. This isn't like he's not walking around everyday life as amped up as he is on camera, right? So understand that he is in character, right? But he is saying, he means what he says. He says what he means. So, but keep that in mind. So Cardi B is getting into this little online spat. It was real quick with Jake Shields. So it goes on to say that Cardi B on Saturday responded to criticism from MMA fighter Jake Shields after he criticized her as a bad example for kids. I mean, hey, bro, you know what I mean? If you look at her work, I'm just talking about her rap. I don't know what she's doing away from the studio, but that's not someone I want my daughter looking up to. But here's the thing, though. I don't want my kids looking up to a whole bunch of people. And I'm not knocking Cardi B for getting her bread. You feel me? And we'll get into that more as we continue this episode. Shields 43 brought up the name of the 29-year-old musical superstar as he was critical of the banning of influencer / former kickboxer Andrew Tate, 35, from multiple social media platforms, including Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Right. So Meta, which owns both Instagram and Facebook, told NPR that Tate violated hate speech policy and TikTok, but blah, blah, blah. You guys know about all this. Right. Like they banned him. Yeah, just bottom line. They have their own reasons. It's a corporation. Facebook can do what they want to do. They have their own rules. If he didn't break any of the rules that they currently had, they can always add more rules and say, hey, you broke this. We saw this happen with other YouTubers with TikTok and stuff like that. If you say certain things, they just want to get after you. And the big thing here was a TikTok spokesperson told NPR misogyny is a hateful ideology and it's not tolerated on TikTok. So, okay. So I hear this term being thrown around a lot, you know what I mean? Misogyny, like, which is the hatred or contempt of women. I hear that being thrown around a lot, but I'm not quite sure. Like, it's become kind of a, you know what I mean? It just kind of an ad hoc. This is the excuse we're using. If you say something we don't like, we being, I guess, mainstream folks, if you say something we don't like, we're going to call you misogynist, right? Okay. So, and then it says Tate has been banned from Twitter in 2017 after remarks of rape victims bear responsibility and that women belong at home. BuzzFeed reported, right? So BuzzFeed, this is the part right here that I went looking for. I couldn't find this. I'm like, all right, where did he say this? I was like, I'm kind of scrubbing through videos, going through a bunch of stuff. Like, where did he say this? Right. And I'm not really on Twitter like that. So I was able to find that. Right. So they basically, like, Cardi B and this MMA guy was going back and forth. Right. By Mr. Shields. And it was a tweet he wrote. You know, people are freaking out about young boys looking up to Andrew Tate, but totally fine with young girls looking up to Cardi B and the Kardashians. And you could throw Meg Thee Stallion in there if you want to. You know what I mean? So he kind of said that, and he went on to say some more stuff, and she came back. And, because his message went on to say Tate's main message is stop being lazy and making excuses and go work hard and get in shape and make money. Cardi's is go do drugs, F random men, and go through life as a brain dead moron. Now, I don't agree with all that. I mean, he just, you know what I mean? He's beating her up there. I ain't gonna lie to you. He's beating her up there. Right. But, and then she had to defend herself. She came back, she was like, I'm married. I don't smoke weed. I don't pop pills. I don't do coke. Right. And then it goes on and talks about her 2 kids. She does charity work, apparently. But, she was upset, rightly so. She was like, hey, but, let me put Cardi into it to defend a man who defend misogyny and rape. Again, this part here is being thrown out there. And I'm like, I haven't seen that. Right. I haven't seen that. I haven't read anything on that. So I went digging. And then this article goes on to say that Cardi B donated $1 million in 2020 towards beer bug relief and funded the purchase of 20,000 meals towards frontline workers in New York. I mean, good for her. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool. But the point I was getting at is the things that they were coming at Andrew Tate with. I'm like, okay, where's this coming from? Right. So I went looking. Right. I went looking, y'all. So let me switch the screens up. And then, let me show you. I want to make sure I show all of the chats. Of course, I can't super chat yet, but I like to show all of the chats. And there we go. Like, and again, we're going to have both sides in the house tonight, y'all. We're going to have both sides. It's going to be a pretty cool debate, man. Let's ask questions, man. Let's talk about this. Like I said, let's put this in the old think tank and let's try to sort this out. Miss AKA lady, Cardi isn't meant for kids. You have kids music and adults music. Parents need to govern their own radio. Absolutely. And it's really hard to do that when your kids are out at school or whatever, and then other parents are letting their kids listen to everything. I mean, because I know that my family tried to keep us away from certain things that they just couldn't do. They tried hard, but you weren't with us 24/7. You know what I mean? People got to work, especially now. So, I mean, I get that. It's growing up music, just like these movies and some video games are real violent. There's a lot out there. There's a lot out there influencing young minds, not just certain people, not just the Cardi B's of the world, not just the Andrew Tates of the world, right? So, and no one ever really wants to hold Hollywood's feet to the fire, right? No one really ever, these game developers, the stuff that they're making is these video games. Wow. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it is what it is. People are picking and choosing. You know what I mean? And I like to see the back and forth in the chat, which is great. So let me find the second, I guess, exhibit, we can call it. You know what I mean? As if we're in court. So here's the thing. And I'll pull this up and we can have a look-see. There it is. Try to make the words bigger. Let's see. Let me close that out. Okay. So this is an article back in October of 2017. And I didn't know that there was such person as Andrew Tate walking around the planet. He was in the UK. Again, he was born in the US, but pretty much, went to school, high school and all that in London, like in a really bad neighborhood. I think it's called Luton, if I'm not mistaken. It's supposed to be like the hood of hoods over there. And it talks about Big Brother star Andrew Tate made disgusting comments about sexual harassment and assault, claiming women should bear some responsibility. Some responsibility were his words. Now, remember, in the other article, it's just like they're responsible. And I know you guys can be like, come on, Saint, man. Come on, really? You playing just a play on words. Words are important. Context is important. All that is important. You know what I mean? One word can change everything. It can change absolutely everything. So here we go. Like the 30-year-old who appeared on the civilian series of Big Brother in the summer of 2016 angered Twitter last month by claiming that depression isn't real. Now, Tate stands by this, right? And unsurprisingly and rightfully, he was torn to pieces for it. And this is the article, this is the author's take on it. If you want to hear what Tate has to say about depression, go into the Fresh and Fit archives. He's very clear on it. He's very clear on it. And when you listen to what he has to say, it's like, okay, you know what I mean? I get where you're coming from. You know what I mean? Look at Brother Mike in there trying to get on. Shout out to the ladies. Look at Brother Mike in there trying to do his thing, man.
Holla, 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 let me holla.
Look at Mike in there. Let me holler at you. Let me holler at you. I can't wait to Yo, man, I can't wait to catch up with you, bro. Brother Mike, man, it's going to go down, man. If you don't come out here to Tampa, definitely for the million party, the 1 million sub party in Miami, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see what it do, bro. I'm going to see what kind of game you got. You know what I mean? So, but the article continues, but now he has somehow gone one step further in the offense stakes by claiming that women should bear some responsibility if they are raped or are SA'd, right? We're going to use those. We're going to, try to keep the algorithm from shutting me down and stay off of those hot words. But, you guys know what he's talking about here. Andrew, a kickboxer from Chicago, started tweeting about SA amidst dozens of allegations made against Harvey Weinstein. Okay, now we're getting into context. This is why is he saying what he is about to say, right? And y'all remember what was going on with Harvey Weinstein. I spoke about that on the episode I did earlier today. We were talking about life in L.A. Harvey Weinstein made some very horrible deals, right? Very unethical, or however you want, whatever bad words you want to use. He made deals with grownups. It was, give me this and I'll give you that. And he did hold up his end. He made a lot of stars with these deals. Stuff I wouldn't do, but it is what it is. Let me go back. Brother Mike, never be ashamed, man. Somebody call you out, shoot. Hey, you see me out and about, I'm shooting my game. I am shooting my game. Just like that. Get some, baby. Get some. I ain't afraid. I ain't scared. I'm shooting my game with my old ass. I guess I am. So here we go. This is where we get into this whole thing about grape, victims of grape should be responsible for it or whatever. He wrote, essay is disgusting and inexcusable. This is Andrew Tate, and this is how he starts it off. XA, or even sexual harassment, really is just talking about sexual harassment right here. I think I could say that is disgusting and inexcusable. However, a man looking at you or whistling at you or asking your name isn't harassment. So he's this was when that hashtag Me Too jumped off, is what I'm thinking. It went, that pendulum was swinging pretty hard both ways, right? So this sounds like Tate was pushing back to that. This belief does discredit as a whole. Stick to the serious definitions and stop pretending normal male behavior is grape. You know what I mean? Like, again, I don't agree with everything that everyone says but I believe everyone should be heard. Right. Secondly, Harvey, creep, obviously. But women have been exchanging sex for opportunities for a very long time. Some did this, weren't abused. All right. So he's delving into a topic that a lot of people just didn't want to hear, man. You know what I mean? And we've talked about this before. This is something that the manosphere talks about all the time. This is something that the red pill community talks about all the time when we get into accountability. Right? You start getting into accountability. Now, this is some sensitive stuff. You feel me? This is some sensitive stuff, and a lot of people just don't want to hear it. But again, all voices should be heard. I mean, at least that's my take on it. And then he continues now. Of course, now they will say they were abused. However, at the time, it was a simple exchange they partook in voluntarily. Not all, but some. And it sounds to me like he's still talking about the Weinstein stuff. Andrew said, next point, if you put yourself in a position to be graped, you must bear some responsibility. I'm not saying it's okay you got graped. No woman should be abused regardless. However, with sexual SA, they want to put zero blame on the victim whatsoever. So that's what he's saying. That's what he said. And I think that this is what the mainstream media has grabbed, and this is what they are when they say that he is putting the blame on the victim. And I think they're taking it from what he said right here. Right? You know, if you put yourself in position to be raped, you must bear some responsibility. I'm not saying it's okay. You got raped. Right? No woman should be abused regardless. However, with SA, they want to put zero blame on victims whatsoever. Now that's a tough one right there. That's a tough one. That, you know what I mean? And this is what I believe that mainstream media has really like latched onto when you see those statements where he's victim blaming. You know, I have my thoughts on what he's talking about when it comes to accountability. I have my thoughts on that. Right? Stuff like that should not happen. You know what I mean? So he went on. He's like, if you go out, meet a guy, take his drinks all night, go to his apartment drunk, start to kiss him, and then he grabs your breast, not harassment. I mean, no, and like I said, this is a tough one. That's why I said this really requires thought.
Think tank.
It requires the think tank. It really does. Right? So, and the subject matter is so horrific that people don't want to think it through. So, okay, let's change it. Right? If I go into a really bad neighborhood that's known for, let's not even say known for. If I go into a neighborhood that looks shady, if I get into a situation with some strangers, some dudes I just met, we kicking it, they buying shots, everybody just kicking it, whatever. I'm sitting there, man. I got on a $50,000 watch. I'm wearing a $200,000 chain, right? I'm walking around with about $5,000-$10,000 cash on me. And these dudes rob me. Do I bear some responsibility for that? Do I bear some? And as a man, if I get into a situation like that, the first thing my people gonna say to me, what was you thinking? That's the very first thing my people gonna say to me. What was you thinking? You knew better. What you doing in there, bro? Who are them dudes? You don't know them people. We don't know them people. That's not our soil. What are you thinking? You lucky to be alive. That's what I'm gonna hear from my own people. And when I read this, that's what I'm hearing in my mind. When it's like, I need to take some accountability for putting myself in a situation like that. Right? That led to me getting robbed or whatever, getting beat down or whatever, getting my jaw wired shut. You know what I mean? You gotta be smart, man. You don't want to go out there looking like a mark. You look like a mark, you gonna get it. They gonna get you. You know what I mean? Point blank period, they gonna get you. Miss AKA lady, unpopular opinion. I believe you do have some responsibility to protect yourself. It's not a good idea to walk down a dark alley in Hollywood with no clothes on. Things can happen. And substitute Hollywood with any city on planet Earth. any city on planet Earth. Ladies, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Shoot, it goes for dudes. It is what it is. You got to be careful. You know what I mean? That's real talk. And that's why I'm proud of this platform, because we have people who aren't afraid to really speak to the truth, or at least speak to how they feel. You know what I mean? What's going on in their mind. You know what I mean? From a female's perspective, you don't put yourself in those positions. It increases your chances of being physically abused or finessed tremendously. Yeah. Yeah. As a male, for real, the story I just gave you, the situation I gave you, as a dude, man, you want to be smart, bro. You want to be smart. There's certain neighborhoods I don't go into my own neighborhood anymore. The neighborhood I grew up in, I ain't been there in 30 years, bro. They don't know me. You feel me? They don't know me. They uncles, they moms and them, they grandparents know me. They don't know me. You know what I'm saying? They gonna roll up on me. For sure. If I come up in there, I'm like, man, who's that, man? Bro, cuzzo, y'all know what it is. They gonna run up on me with a mask. Yo, you know what? They gonna put that thing in my face. Give it up smooth, Jack. That's how it is in Cincinnati. Right? I know it. So when I go home, I stay out of them neighborhoods. I keep my head on a swivel. You know what I mean? And Sister Candace, but also, how many times have we seen women fill up a man? I wasn't going to go there, but yeah, that's a good point. Has happened multiple times to Fresh and Fit. Yep. But it's not considered essay. Essay should be essay regardless of who the victim is. That's a good point. That's a good point. And it's really hard to get that perspective in mainstream, man, because people they get closed minded, man. They want to stay with the herd. I get that with females, and you have a lot of males who they got that herd mentality too. They want safety in numbers. Men are like, whatever. I'll stand up for what my beliefs are. You want to talk to me? We can talk about it. You want to do something else? We can do that too. I'm a man. I'm gonna stand up for that. You know what I mean? But you're right though. We see it all the time. I've been in that situation. Like, I'm out somewhere and women, you know, hands wander, whatever. Everybody's drinking, having a good time. It is what it is. Could be some chick I'm not attracted to, but I'm not gonna scream. And I know I can't do the same thing. If I do, I'm taking a risk. You know what I mean? I'm taking a risk. It is what it is. It goes both ways. And then Andrew Tate continued. If I left $1 million outside my front door, when it got stolen, people would say, why was it there? Irresponsible. So this is what he really said, right? Take some personal responsibility. This zero blame game is damaging to the female cause as a whole. Protect yourselves. That's what Andrew Tate said back in 2017. I got him kicked off of Twitter. And this is what people are using today to justify silencing his voice. All right. Now, I'll leave it to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Think, like I said, man, I'm trying to feed it. I want to feed the
tank. Arch. Nothing gets past the old think tank. Nothing.
Right? I want to feed the think tank. Colonel Sanders in the building. What's good, bro? What's good? Let me give you an air horn, man. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't holler at you in a minute. That's for you, bro. That's for you. But it's the think tank, y'all. We got to put this in the think tank, man. We got to sit down. We got to remove ourselves from our emotions for a moment. And let's just look at what he actually said. All right. That's what he said. That's what he said. That's it. Right. And then the author, the author of this article continued. Followers and those unlucky enough to stumble across Andrew's tweets in their timeline politely asked Tate to delete his account, while others said there's better ways to get attention. This isn't about getting attention. The way I read it, I'm reading it like, come on now, let's keep it 100. Best believe, trust and believe. I teach my daughter these things. You need to be responsible. Look what's going on around you. Don't let somebody touch you like this unless you want them to touch you like this, right? Don't put yourself in a situation where it's just you and a bunch of people you don't know, men and women. I'm teaching my daughter these things. And in a year, when she's a little bit older, guess what? Papa's taking her to the range. We're going to show you how to use these things. Because I don't want anybody to get close to my daughter. You got a problem with somebody, I want as much distance between her and her threat so she can deal with it accordingly. I'm teaching my daughter these things. I'm not teaching my daughter to be a victim. I'm teaching my daughter to be accountable. We just had she just missed an event she wanted to go to because she failed to plan it. You got to plan it. This is your job. You need to plan this event. Tell me everything I need to know. Who's going, where you have to be, what time you need to be there, what time you need to be picked up, what other parents are involved. Show me that the other parents that said, yes, you can go. Show me all these things. Show me a timeline. She failed. She didn't do it. Guess what? She couldn't go. Everybody's like, oh, come on, you could have done that for her. Sure, I could have. But she's old enough to plan things for herself. This is what I'm teaching my daughter to prepare her for the world that she lives in now. Not the world that it should be, but the world as it is. And when I look at what Tate is saying, he's simply trying to prepare people for the world that we live in, not for the world that it should be. But this is the world we live in. You know what I mean? Yeah, as WJs is out of pocket. Yeah, it is what it is. G Complex 217's in the house. Was good. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the like. Thanks for stopping by. We having a tough talk here. We having grown up conversation right here, right now. And I appreciate everybody who's in here. Miss AKA, that's crazy. What's crazy is all these people that are upset about Tate's comments will absolutely tell their own kids to protect themselves. They should. They really should. We got a Colonel. It's about getting the message out. Absolutely. It is about getting the message out. And then, there are things that's going on. Brother Roz is in the house. What's good, man? Good evening to you, brother. Good evening to you. New York's in the house, man. And Zane 57870. I love Andrew Tate, man. I respect women. I am a better man now. Yeah, and thank you, bro. Thanks for saying that. Thanks. Because here's the thing, man. These young men out here and some of these old men, they lack leadership. What has Tate done? He's just this charismatic guy who's come out of nowhere. Like I said, he's very charming, very polite. He's an absolute gentleman, right? He reminds me of those guys from the 16th, 17th centuries. Those dudes that would smack you in the face with a glove, talking about you know what I mean? It's time to go, pistols at dawn kind of guy that would defend his words with his life. That's the type of dude he is, right? I can tell you that just after interacting with him for just, a quick hour or so. It wasn't long. But he is showing leadership to those who need it. Now, again, I don't agree with everything he says. I don't. I'm not saying he has all the answers. He has some, though. He has some. And that's just pretty much where I'm at. You know what I mean? Good to see it's all love in the chat for sure. You know what I mean? It's all love in the chat. Yeah, we all about views now, y'all. We got the subs. Now we just got to get views. We can get our watch time up. That's all we need to do. And I'm going to work my butt off to make that happen because I really want to get this monetized. I want to grow this platform as big as we can carry it. I really do. I want to just an alternative voice out there with everything else, the blue pill, the red pill, the manosphere, the mainstream and all that. Just want this like one extra little voice out there to say, hey, right? If I can just get more people to
think tank,
put it in the think tank. That's all I want to do.
Think tank, Arch. Nothing gets past
the old think tank. Nothing. I want people to do that, man. Think before you lash out. Think. Dr. B's in the house. What's up? You know what I mean? Top tier man up in this joint. They're literally trying to kill masculinity into the ground. I can see that, bro. I can see that. And I ain't gonna lie, man, I'm trying not to, just carry that banner, but damn, I can see it. I can see it. You know what I mean, Miss AKA? Yeah, I did. I managed to get there. Miss AKA lady. I just gotta get the views up. Like, forget the stripe, get the glove. Yes, sir. Han is right. Because there's so many things out there that you got to worry about. Nobody agrees 100% with what any person said. You know what? That's real talk. But here's the thing. That's where people are going right now, at least in America and like most of the first world nations. You have to agree with them 100%. Either you're with them or against. They're all Sith. They're all Sith lords. Either you're with me or against me. It's like you have to agree with everything I say, or you are the enemy. That's where we are going. There's no more discourse. Right? There's no more. I mean, back in the day, like in the 70s, the union workers would work on cars. They'll make cars all day, then they'll go have a beer after work, and you'll have Republicans and Democrats and liberals and this and that, communists, capitalists, all sitting in the same room having a beer because they did a hard day's work, and they would talk about this stuff. They would talk about candidates, and then they would go home. You know what I mean? Like it was just, dudes would yell or whatever. They might, lock up real quick or whatever, but it was never any like I'm trying to hurt you or kill you, nothing like that. It's just how men got down. You know what I mean? We've always been tough as men, used to be. But now you can't even have that discourse, and that's what this is about. That's what this platform is about. That's what I really want to know is about. So we can have these discussions. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie, I got people to be looking at me like, yo, bro, you rock with these people over there, man. I don't know about you, bro. Like, I'm the same guy. Right? You don't know about me now, but you knew about me back then, back in the day when I had to pull that thing out to save us. You knew about me then. Ain't nothing changed. Right? Oh, you got a point. I'm saying, let's just look at it, bro. Let's just look at it. Let's have a talk about this, man. Let's just look at this. Right? We might not agree on Monday, but by Friday, we might be on the same page. Like, shit, bro, you was right about this. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? And Brother Ross, thanks for coming by. Yeah, I've Preach said it will backfire. Yeah, I'm not, man, I've Preach. Man, I'm a loyal dude. What Abba did, going down to Miami and then kind of doing the way he did it, I still ain't let that go yet. Suzette Speaks is in the house. What's going on, sis? That's what I'm talking about. Suzette Speaks in the house. Much respect to you. So much respect to you. As a matter of fact, I got something special for you, girl. This for you. Cause she's Jamaican. That's for her. And thank you for the love. Yeah, we made it there. We got there. We got to 1,000. We got to 1,000. We doing our thing. Thank you so much. But Suzette's Jamaican, y'all, and I love it when I get opportunities to talk to her, like, and her, her real self comes out, and I get to hear all that Jamaican. I'll be laughing because it's just so cool. It's just so cool. Yeah, man. So, but yeah, that's the thing with yeah, more fire. Yeah, that's right. You know what I'm saying? Gun salute, boom, boom, boom. But this is what I wanted to touch on now with Andrew Tate. So we got to read what was actually said, how he said it. Right? He wasn't advocating for that type of violence to be, wished upon women, to be taken out on women. He was, he wasn't saying that. Right? He wasn't blaming victims either. He wasn't saying that. But he was like, but there is a level of accountability. At least that's how I read it. I don't know if y'all read it different. Let me know. Let me know if y'all read it differently. But that's how I read it. You know what I'm saying? Brother Doug's in the house. What's good, bro? He's like, I'm driving, but that was funny. Don't crash. Don't crash, man. And get me jacked up. You know what I'm saying? Brother Doug crashed because I made him laugh. But that's for you, brother. You know what I'm saying? That's for you, man. Oh, but man. So this is what's going on. That we read it. That's the thing. That's the thing. Then it went on to talk about, there's a video out there of Andrew Tate beating some woman with a belt. And it turns out, allegedly, as the story goes, this is what she was into. And Andrew Tate was, obliging her. It is what it is. The same woman was on a separate video, like saying, like calling him all kind of bad names. Like, if you're going to do it like a real man, this, that, and the third. It's like, whatever. He got kicked off of the Big Brother show because of that. It was a big stink, but it is what it is. It's what it is. So I wanted to throw that in there. So now we know where that came from. right? Where this Andrew Tate take on, grape victims, essay, and all that kind of stuff. That's where that came from. When he was like, oh, he's blaming the victim. So we read the quote, his words, the quote right there. You know what I mean? Top G. I ain't mad. He was, like I said, man, for those who have met Andrew Tate, man, I'm telling you, he's like I said, a top-notch gentleman. He's a top-notch gentleman. I'll go anywhere with that cat, for real. Top-notch dude. And we're going to be going over some of the things that he has been saying. I'll leave the negativity to mainstream media. And when I come across something that's just crazy, we'll go back and try to track it to the source so we can see where they got it from. Just like we did this thing with this grape thing and this victim culture thing. We read the quote. Y'all, do with it what you will. We read the quote. We read the quote. Right. It is what it is. But there's another one. So that's what Andrew Tate did back in 2017. He said that, and then there was the Big Brother thing with, the video of him with a belt, beating a woman with this belt, and it was more along the lines of the essay thing. It is, that's out there. You go watch it, put it on YouTube, it comes right up. It's still out there, right? So that was 2017. So back to the Cardi B thing. And I'm not sitting here trying to say that, oh, well, this person deserves this or this person deserves that, or I'm not trying to be childlike with it. Like, well, if you did this to me, you got to do that to him. No, I'm not trying to do that, but I want to just point some stuff out. I just want to point some stuff out that's out there. So I got another article that we can look at. And again, I'm not trying to beat up on Cardi B. I'm proud of anybody who can get out the hood. I'm proud of anybody who can go through that, man or woman, whatever. I'm proud if you make it out alive, if you make it out without getting locked up, right? You make it out without being addicted. I'm proud of you. That shit is hard. It's hard getting out the hood. It is so damn hard. Right. And it was that, you know what I'm saying? It's people who are into that. Right. And it look in the chat, Zane is telling you what I saw. It's right there. Right. Zane is saying that, right? Next video, she said, beat me like a real man this time. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But I pulled this up about Cardi B. Right. This story came out in 2019. Talks about Cardi B's past. Cardi B explains why she drugged and robbed men. And again, I'm not beating up on the sister. I'm not. Right. But this is a real thing. Cardi B has defended herself after a video resurfaced of her saying she drugged and robbed men who wanted to have sex with her while she worked as a stripper before finding fame. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Right. She did what she had to do, whatever. Right. It's a thing, y'all. Right. It's a thing. The rapper faced criticism after a 3-year-old Instagram live video recirculated on social media. Whether or not they were poor choices at the time, I did what I had to do to survive, she wrote on Tuesday. I never claimed to be perfect or come from a perfect world. And I get what she's talking about. Right. None of us are here because we asked to be here. Y'all, let's keep it 100 there. First of all, I guarantee you I ain't asked to be born. Guarantee it. You know what I mean? I ain't asked to go through the stuff I went through. I did not. No one asked me. And if they did, I need to see it. If I said, yeah, if I signed off on it, I need to see the proof. I need to see the proof. Miss AKA lady. My only problem is men don't have the same energy for male artists. Just keep it 100 all the way. Don't click up when it comes to the truth. Yeah. 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 They don't. You're right. Because they're afraid because their male dude's going to come after them. You know what I mean? It is what, and again, please understand, I'm not trying to dump on Cardi B. I'm not. I'm glad she made it out. Right. And but the point I'm trying to make is this stuff is out here as well. It's out here. I mean, and this goes back to Bill Burr's bit about canceling dead people, and then he went on to talk about Coco Chanel. If y'all haven't seen it, please go see it. Please watch it. Matter of fact, I might even do a video on it because it's so funny. I loved it. I was asking Melanie King, like, hey, Melanie, you need to react to this. Like it's before everyone started reacting to it. There's a bunch of reaction videos out there. Bill Burr's, he is the GOAT right now. He is taking the number one slot. If you know what I mean, if Dave Chappelle was the GOAT, Bill Burr's in that number one slot right now. Dave Chappelle's number two, in my opinion. Right. So back to the article. The original video was made as her career was starting to take off, and was her response to someone who said she didn't deserve success because she hadn't put in any work. Nothing was handed to me. Nothing, she said in the video before going on to reveal that she would invite men to a hotel before drugging and robbing them. And here's the thing. This is still going on to this day. To this day. There was an article. I just read an article a couple of days ago. A woman stole, I want to say, a $35,000 watch from a guy. It was in Vegas. The guy invited this woman up to her. I mean, she's a prostitute. He invited her up to his room so she could rest because she told him she was really tired. Okay, dude. Right. Okay. That's why you had the prostitute in your room. Gotcha. You know what I mean? That's what you were doing. Really? I'm supposed to believe that, bro? Really?
You big dummy.
We know what you was doing, bro. Let's have a little bit of accountability, bro. You was trying to blow her back out, man, for $50 or whatever it is y'all worked it on. You know what I'm saying? But she took his $35,000 Rolex. He went to the police to get it back, and she got arrested. Right? We starting to see that. Am I blaming a Cardi B or any artist out there? No, I'm not blaming them. Absolutely not. No, I'm not blaming them. But this happens. This happens. I tell these dudes, especially these red pill dudes, man, y'all going out here, man, getting yourselves set up. That ain't the way to do it. What Fresh and Fit tell you, don't pay for it. They say don't pay for it. That's their thing. I don't agree with everything everybody says. My views are a little different on that. But if you're going to pay for it, be smart, bro. Be smart. Go to Kevin Samuels route, man. Get you a call girl as opposed to somebody who just on the track, man. Get you a beautiful, elegant woman and make it a night. You know what I mean? As opposed to just, going out there with $25, $35, $45, whatever the going rate is, right? And then you all squinched up in the car or standing behind some building or something like that, bro. Like, you don't know what's going to happen to you, man. And then the stuff that she might give you that you might keep forever. But I was wearing a condom. Don't matter, man. They got stuff that eat through that plastic. But anyway, let's keep going. Right? You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but I hate the message that Cardi B and artists like her represent. It's 100% wrong. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's creative. It's like I said, Hollywood does far worse. Far worse. You know what I mean? They paint far worse pictures, but I get you on that. I get you, but they got to make money. And you know what I mean? I believe in capitalism, man. People, we're going to do what people are buying. If people were buying gospel music, then gospel music would be the thing right now. But people are buying this. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, what eats through the plastic? You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised, Miss AKA lady. It's scary out there. It's scary out there. But like Cardi went on again. I'm not blaming her, but she went on in response to the Force show. She wrote on Instagram that she had been talking about things in my past, right or wrong, that I felt I needed to do to make a living, right? And she went on to say that she really didn't rob people. It was people she had relationships with. She was like, I'm part of hip hop culture where you can talk about where you come from, talk about the wrong things you had to do to get where you are. And I'm just trying to jump to the part because people were comparing her to Bill Cosby and saying all these other kind of things because, hey, what she did was wrong, man. She broke the law, man. You drugged somebody and she robbed them. All right. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not a legal person. I don't know if that's considered strong arm robbery. You know what I mean? Because she didn't technically have a weapon, but she did use drugs. I don't know. But it's got to be some sort of robbery with some sort of enhancement. So, but it was one part in here where she was saying, if I can find it, She was saying that she did that with guys that she had relationships with. Oh, here it is. Cardi B ended the statement by explaining the men she referred to in the old video were men she dated or was involved with and were conscious, willing, and aware. And I'm pretty sure her attorney told her to write that. I'm sure her attorney told her to write that. Like, because, statute of limitations and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that's where that came from. But again, accountability. And even it sounded like Cardi B was like, yo, I didn't hear her say that she was sorry. But I'm pretty sure if you got to sit down and talk to her, she'd be like, yo, I had to do what I had to do. My bad. I didn't really want to hurt those people. You know what I mean? And then you start to justify like, I didn't kill anybody. And neither did Tate. And then you're saying, you're celebrating someone like Andrew Tate being silenced. Like, we're going to silence his voice, but we're going to allow you to talk about WAP and all this other kind of stuff that's going on, drugging dudes, robbing dudes. Come on now. What are we doing? What are we doing? I don't want Cardi B's voice silenced. I don't like her music, but I don't want her voice silenced. I want her to be able to make that money. I'm glad she's a millionaire. She literally went from the bottom to the top. I'm glad for her. She's married. She's not even doing the stuff that she raps about, right? She's married, got a husband. She got kids. She's winning. She's winning. You know what I mean? Brother Doug, as men, we don't have to make an uproar about other men committing crimes because we all, as men, will be held accountable and the law will deal with them. Whereas women get a slap on the wrist. Yeah, women get way less time for committing the same crimes. Way less. If I was still part of that world, all my shooters would be females. Everybody running in, getting the money would be females. Because if we get caught, she gonna get way less time. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Good thing I ain't in that business no more. I don't rock like that. You know what I mean? And in this case, you're like, Cardi was talking too much. Hey, yeah, she probably put herself in it. You know what I mean? Again, statutes of limitations and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. If I were to venture a guess, somewhere between 3 and 7 years, statutes, you're looking at that last time you committed that crime and trying to do the math, right? It's like, oh, wait, am I outside of the safe zone? That's why the attorney was like, say this. Hurry up and say this. Brother Oz, this era is too much for me. Can it be all so simple? This is definitely in the past. Yo, bro, it's changed, man. It's a brand new, brave new world out there, man. It's people are just, they don't care. It's all about the bag, bro. That's what I'm noticing. It's all about the bag, and it doesn't matter. Ends justify the means. So, but my point being, admitting to drugging and robbing people, not just one person, multiple people, but we're gonna keep this voice. But the other voice we want to get rid of. That's what I mean. Like this, it's a very slippery slope when we start talking about canceling people. It's a very slippery slope. I mean, if you're gonna hold folks accountable, hold them accountable. If that's what we're doing, do it. You know what I mean? So that was the whole Cardi B thing. We read what was up with Andrew Tate. I just saw this before I went on. This part right here, on TikTok. You guys, I just want you guys to see this. And this is going to be a female in the small screen talking about what we are talking about right now. So I want you guys to check this part out real quick. And let me pull the screen up. My bad. I'm sitting over here. I just failed as a whatchamacallit, as a producer. So let me give myself
You big dummy.
I screwed up, y'all. Let me pull up. Let me pull up the video so y'all can see it. I'm sitting here looking over like, how come you can't see what I'm seeing? So I'm gonna start this over from this part right here.
All right. Wild.
And I'm gonna pin this video.
Teaching women how to protect themselves is not victim blaming. Promoting self-responsibility and accountability is not victim blaming. Two things can be true at once. You can tell women to reduce their odds of becoming a victim, while also prosecuting perpetrators to the fullest extent of the law. All of this will teach men not to... I'm sorry, did you sleep through the yes means yes movement? Or the hashtag Me Too movement? We're already telling men not to... And newsflash, everybody knows is wrong. And yet bad people choose to do it anyway. Those people should be punished. But even if they are punished and justice is served, you, in the end, have still been victimized. Bad people exist. Bad people will always exist. All of us have a certain degree of responsibility over our own health and safety. That does not mean that if somebody hurts you that it is your fault. But why not try to prevent?
Yo, that was fire right there. I don't know who that young woman is, but that was fire. The TikToker who that we are watching, the actual TikToker, her name is Jada Adrell. I think that's how you pronounce her name. And I will pin this video after the show below. But what that young woman just said, the one that was in the small box, when I read Andrew Tate's statement, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that. Right? That's where it went in my mind. When I put it through the old think tank, that's where it went with my mind. Like, well, yeah. One of the things that Andrew Tate says, well, his brother Tristan says all the time, they ain't worried about women. Women ain't got hands. What they mean by that is like, come on, man. Tristan and Andrew Tate are both well over 6 feet, 200 plus pounds. They stay in shape. They are fit. Right? They're both professional fighters. What woman is going to do anything to him? They ain't got hands. Right. And then Andrew Tate went on to tell women, like, if you go and this is part of the reason they're saying he's misogynistic. Ladies, if y'all taking self-defense course, like classes or whatever, like you sitting here trying to learn how to fight, you're not going to be able to fight a man off. I'm sorry. Just I don't understand. You can't beat a man. You're not big enough. You're not fast enough. Your bones aren't dense enough. It's just not going to happen. Don't take a fighting class. Go take a weapons class. And not a knife. And we ain't talking about a knife. We ain't talking about, the spray, mace. No. Go learn how to fire a weapon. Get yourself a firearm. I suggest a 380 or 38. 38 special would be nice. 380. 25. I got a 25. It's a 5-shot. I'm sorry, not a 25. It's a 22. 22 long rifle. I wear it around my neck. It's a little dangerous. Fits in my palm of my hand. Fits like right up in here. Right? 5 shots. That'll back anybody up off you, ladies. That'll back them up off you. Forget about Krav Maga, man, and Wushu and MMA. Forget about all that. That's not a smart strategy to survive an encounter with the man. They're just too big, too fast, too strong. That's all. That's all I'm saying about that. Right? The lioness, female lions, are excellent hunters. They are vicious, but they cannot stand against a male lion. They can't. They don't even try. Right? So just keep that in mind, ladies. And this is what Andrew Tate was saying. And he got canceled for it. He got canceled for it. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and MSAK, hey, lady, sounds like common sense, but everybody's so sensitive. They are avoid the truth at all costs. Yeah, they want to avoid the truth at all costs. They want to live in a world that they think should exist, not the world that they currently live in. That's just the bottom line. You got to look at the situation on the ground. This is what we're dealing with. This is what you got to adjust to. You know what I mean? This is what we got to adjust to. Miss AKA lady was talking about some guns. The Taurus G3C is a great starter pistol. Keep that distance. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you at all. But y'all know I'm a Glock guy. I'm a Glock guy. I got them all. Got them all. That is my firearm of choice. That is my sidearm. If I'm out walking around, more than likely I got a Glock on me. I do have a 38 special here. I have 357, 40. I still have the 44. No, I got the 357, the 38 special. I got that 22 I was telling you about. I'm a gun guy. I'm a gun guy. You know what I mean? So, and then so we got all those things, right? We got all those covered, right? What was going on with the MMA guy who kind of drug Cardi B into this, which, you know, I do feel bad for Cardi B, but hey, her life is her life, man. She's part of the public eye. She was commenting on Andrew Tate, so therefore it's fair game. This guy drags her in, Jake Shields. Then we went into, you know, we found out exactly what Andrew Tate said about the victim thing and essay and all that. We kind of went into that. It's a bunch of other stuff that Andrew Tate said. He says a lot of stuff out there. You can go find it. Like women or men are better drivers than women. That was a big stir up. Women can't fight. They ain't got the hands. That was a big stir up. I just talked about that. There's a bunch of things that Andrew Tate was saying. Then we went into Cardi B and her past and how she used to rob people. And she said, I used to drug men and rob them. Like she said it. Ain't no getting out of it. She said it. You know what I mean? And she's not necessarily, and she said the same thing. I'm not a role model. She's like, I come from where I come from. I've never said I was perfect. Andrew Tate, well, I can't say Tate has said he is perfect, but it's a different way of saying it. Right? It's a different way of saying it. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? And welcome to everyone who's like first time into the chat. I appreciate it, y'all, for real. You know what I mean? Better stand up for what we know is right. Better to die like a tiger than live like that Foxy Brown and live like a pussy. He's right. At the end of the day, when it all comes down to it, man, it's you as an individual. It's how you want to go out. All right, Grio's vision. Appreciate that, bro. That's real talk. I can back that up. I could get behind that. So we talked about all these things, man. Cardi B, you know what I mean, how she got drugged into this by MMA guy, talking about Tate, what Tate said about the victim thing, you know what I mean? Even was able to show a TikTok video of a young girl who's pretty much saying the same thing that Tate's saying. I mean, that's what I'm getting from it. Saying the same thing. Like, not calling you a victim is horrible. These things shouldn't happen, but these things will happen. So what's the best thing to do? You need to take precautions. If I'm not careful, someone is going to rob me. If I'm just out there being lightweight, reckless, not paying attention to what's going on around me, I could become a victim. Absolutely. Even with all my weapons, right? It doesn't matter. I can still become a victim. So you got to be smart about what you do. You got to move a certain way. That's what he was trying to say. At least that's what I took from that. You know what I mean? Like, you guys, if you have a different take, you know what I mean? Throw it in the chat for sure. And Miss AKA is just showing love. A lot of new people. Welcome to the new folks. Yep. We chill over here. Stick around, y'all. That's real talk. We had grown up conversations over here, man. We ain't tripping. I've only run off one troll. I lost my cool one time. I won't do it again. Right. I lost my cool one time. And I still think that was a bot. I really think that was a bot. And I only get those type of people when it was like, I had a thing about, I wasn't even talking about Trump per se. I just had Trump in the thumbnail, a small picture of Trump in the thumbnail, and they just jumped in. But they did jump out though. And I won't do that again, y'all. I was out of pocket. I was wrong for that. I shouldn't have done that. Felt good though. I ain't gonna lie. I am not going to lie to you. It felt good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all been there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I wanted to bring up something else about Brother Tate. And this was from the very first, his very first interview on Fresh and Fit. So let me pull this up now. I ain't gonna lie to you. I had no idea who Andrew Tate was at the time, and I didn't even watch this live. I don't think. I think I watched this later. This particular episode I watched way later. I'm looking at the thumbnail like Tate in the mirror and everything. I'm like, man, who is this dude looking like Pitbull? Man, I ain't trying to listen to this. Right, this is early on. I want to say this was right when they had like 100,000 subscribers. I think maybe a little bit before, maybe a little bit after. But Andrew Tate was on there. So in this particular clip, Fresh asked him about the manosphere. Right, so a lot of people like, Andrew Tate's this big alpha guy who's saying all this stuff, and he's like, he wants to put women barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen, and you know what I mean, he wants to just conquer the world and be this grand warrior thing or whatever. So Fresh asked him about the manosphere, and I thought it was real interesting, his response. I thought it was really interesting. So let's check out this response real quick. Let me do this. So here we go.
Where are men that's supposed to be working together have drama about the dumbest stuff.
Facts.
Like,
Yeah, so okay, let's talk about the manosphere. Fuck it. All right, I'm gonna do a spin. I don't know why I'm gonna do a spin because this is important. I'm gonna do a spin.
Like he did a spin, which was hilarious. And this is
See how I passed the mic? I passed the headphones behind my back as I spun.
Right back. Smooth,
Because
baby.
I'm fucking.
Smooth
I'm a G.
operator.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna put my sunglasses on to protect myself, protect my eyes from the
haters.
fire. From the fire.
Yeah.
Right. Let's talk about the manosphere. The manosphere. I ended up in this space on accident. Right. I joined Twitter when Trump won because I thought it was funny to troll everyone saying MAGA. That's why I joined. Because I like Trump. He's grabbing bitches by the pussy. I like that. I was like,
Boy.
fuck it. He talks like a man. He means what he's. I know like politics. I don't want him to get too political. Blah blah blah. I don't want to get political. But Trump is a guy who says what he means and means what he says. And even if you don't agree with what he's saying, I respect a man who says what he means and means what he says. It's better than most politicians who say something and mean something else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. I don't like snakes. So I like Trump. So I joined Trump Twitter. I found out about the manosphere.
And you met his son too.
Yeah. I met his son. Met Donald Trump Jr. Awesome, nice guy. I met Donald Trump Jr. And he's
so like when you hear this part of the conversation, right? I mean, he's trying to set the stage here. He's just like, look, he's giving you insight, right? He's coming out of character for just a little bit, just a little bit. He wants to give some insight. He's like, all right, let me tell you about something because Tate does that when he comes on when it's something important to him. He'll come out of character. He'll come out of character because he wants it to hit home. And I've seen him do this, especially on the Fresh and Fit platform, more than a few times. I've seen him do it on other platforms when people are interviewing him. He'll get serious about something, come out of character just for a moment, right? And that's his brilliance. Yo, that's what he's really good at. He stays even keel, but what is important, he really wants to drive it home. He stops with the flamboyantness and all that kind of shit. He's like, yo, let me break this down. And like he said about politics, he's like, hey, I don't mess around politics like this. But what he said about Trump, he's like, I think he's a real man. I think he says what he means what he says. I'm not a Trump guy. I think, I'm a street dude looking at what Trump is doing. I think he went too far. I think he's fucking with the wrong people. As a street guy, you know what I mean? You got to know your limits, right? You got to know your limits. Anybody who thinks they're Teflon and anybody who refuses, right, to understand their place, you know what I mean? You better get in where you fit in. If you don't understand that, you're going to fail. You're going to fail, especially when you start going up against them boys. And I did that episode. You don't want the feds coming to see you ever. It's two entities back in the day, and this is before 60 Minutes got all fucked up. But back in the day, there's two people you didn't want knocking at your door. The feds, you don't want the FBI knocking on your door in 60 Minutes. I'm talking about back in the 80s when 60 Minutes was on it. If 60 Minutes knocked on your door, leave. Run out the back door. Because whatever it is they come to see you about, you did it. But now, not so much. Not so much at all. You know what I mean? And it's crazy to think how much my life has been improving. I always believe in showing support to the people who put me on when they didn't have to. Those are the people to look out for. That's what's up, bro. I'm with you on that. That's a great statement. That's a great statement. And that's in life, y'all. When y'all find some people who really, who do shit because they want to, not because they have to, who just want to help you, who just want to help humanity, who just, just trying to do their bit. You know what I'm saying? That's real talk right there. Right, Miss AKA lady was like, yeah, 60 Minutes was taking predators down left and right. They was taking everybody down. Like they were taking governments down. Right, if 60 Minutes came to your door, you got a problem. You leave. You ain't nothing you can do about it. Like I said, but now not so much. But let's continue with this part. I want y'all to really hear what he had to say about the manosphere.
We sat and we had coffee. There's a picture on my Instagram. We sat and we had coffee for an hour. Super nice guy. Made me coffee, got up, super respectful. Hey, man, can I get you anything? Like completely down to earth, completely awesome guy. Really nice guy. So, so I kind of fell into the manosphere space. And the manosphere, as I see it, has three keys.
Now, keep in mind, Tate was talking about Trump Jr. I've never met any of the Trumps. I've met some people who've met Donald Trump. They never really came back with any glowing reviews. You know what I mean? It's just what it is, but I've never met the man, so I can't speak on it.
Issues, three key problems. Now, there's a big split. Anyone who's watching this and doesn't understand what I'm talking about, it's not that important, but there's a big split in the manosphere. Yeah. There's people on both sides. There's people on both sides who I like and respect. Mm-hmm. So I haven't taken a side in any regard. However, the problem is this. The biggest problem is this, is number one.
He's talking about a split in the manosphere. He ain't lying, y'all. I'm very new to the space, right? I'm new. I didn't know. But boy, when I found out, I'm like, damn, what the hell is this? And you know, and so when I saw this made a lot of sense to me.
The truth, when you are searching for the truth, it's always in between two opposing viewpoints. Viewpoint A, viewpoint B. Yeah. And the truth is somewhere in between. It may be closer to one than the other. It may be dead in the middle, but it's somewhere between them. It's very rare that the truth is absolutely one point and not the other. Yeah. The way you discover the truth is through discourse. You disagree and you argue. Point one and point two, you disagree and you argue and you come to the truth. If we're supposed to be a manosphere of men, why can't we have people who disagree disagree on a broadcast in search of the truth, and then shake hands afterwards and move on with their lives? Why is it got to be so petty? Why is it got to be so tribalized? If you don't agree with everything that's in this book, you don't get to talk to me. What kind
You hear what he just said? And what I was saying earlier, the reason I want this platform to be successful, I want people to be able to come and have these discussions, man. You know what I mean? And Grills, that's why I respect Myron and Fresh. Them doing what they have done has led me to the meeting. Roderick, yeah, shout out to Cornerstone, Big Mo, you know what I'm saying? And me, yo, what's up, man? That's what's good, bro. You know what I mean? I can't wait to break bread, man. You know what I mean? In Miami, bro. Make sure you're there for the 1 million party, man. For real. You know what I mean? Because I agree with you wholeheartedly, 100%. Brother Jason, what side are you on? I'm on my side, bro. I'm on my side. When it comes to this manosphere shit, I'm on my side. When it comes to this red pill, like I said, man, I'm unplugged. I use the term red pill. I am unplugged, just like in the movie Matrix. I'm unplugged. I took the red pill. I see the code. I'm unplugged. I'm one of those random. Look at me as one of those random programs that was running around. And what was that? The second one? You had all these different programs running around. I'm running them. I'm on my side. Right? I'm trying to call strikes and balls as I see it. You know what I mean? I don't care. You know what I mean? Like I said, I could sit down and disagree with Brother Tate. I respect the hell out of this man. I could sit down and disagree with him. He could disagree with me. You know what I mean? We debate back and forth, and we walk away from the table and we go get a cognac, or he drinks vodka. I'll get a cognac. He'll get a vodka. We'll spark some cigars, right? And we'll go chase some women. I mean, that's how it used to be, man. That's how it was when we grew up, man. I used to fight with my dudes, bro. I used to physically fight, man. We used to go at it, then get up, you know what I'm saying, patch ourselves up and go kick it. That's how we used to get down. Men don't do that no more. So I'm on my side when it comes to that. When it comes to the manosphere thing, man, I'm on my side. Bring me a topic, you know what I mean? Bring me a point of contention. I'll give you my 2 cents. I'll listen, I'll hear you out, and I'll hear out the other side. And it's like, well, this is what I think. I'm on my own, man. I'm like a samurai, bro. I'm that samurai. Yeah, that's what I am. I'm the samurai code, right? In the Matrix. I'm that samurai, that Ronin program running around the Matrix. That's me. You know what I mean? Brother Grizz, also a quick question. I've been having an issue recently where I want to super chat in, but I keep getting the message error. Yeah, I can't take super chats yet. I haven't been monetized yet, bro. So just hold on to it, bro. Do me a favor, and I appreciate the attempt. I really do. Just hold on to it for me. You know what I mean? I really need views. Like, help me out. If you really want to help me out, all you guys, if you really want to help me out, send the video out so people can share and people watch it. I need the views. Once I get the views, about halfway there. Once I get the views up, then we'll be fully monetized and we'll be able to super chat. I really appreciate that too, bro. I do, man. Let's make sure we break bread, bro. For real. And this is what I love. And this is what I love about what I'm seeing with this manosphere, bro. There are good men out here, man. There are good dudes, but they can't find any other good dudes, right? They haven't found their tribe. Say what you want about Fresh and Fit, man. Say what you want about Andrew Tate, but people are finding their tribes through these platforms. It's happening on the other side too. It's happening on the blue pill side, man. You know, say what you want about Destiny, man. Say what you want about all those blue pillars over there. You know what I mean? The Twitch guys and all that, but they have a tribe. Right? I mean, men need a tribe. They really do. They really do. You know what I mean? Now, I think some of those dudes need to be roughened up a little bit. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Need to toughen up a little bit, but at least they got a tribe. You feel me? You know what I mean? Rosin's in the house. Maybe I'm too old, but this manosphere stuff is too confusing And that shirt is ugly. Sorry. Yeah, they was clowning him on that shirt in the chat. If you go back and watch that episode, yeah, they was calling it a schmedium and everything. They was clowning his shirt. But hey, man, Tate don't care. Like, he does not care. That's Tate, bro. You can catch him in a club. He'll be in a club somewhere in Eastern Europe wearing some shorts and no shirt. You know what I mean? Sitting Indian style in the VIP. It's just Tate. He don't care. But yeah, like the manosphere thing, like men need to try. They really do. They have so many questions. They're so confused about what's going on out here in the sexual marketplace, right? They don't know what they don't know what to do. And I'll take it a step further. Men need leadership. Right? They have no one to look up to. I had old G's to look up to when I was little, for real. True G's, man. Gangsters. Real gangsters. We had them to look up to. These always come up to us. What y'all up to, young blood? Y'all need to get y'all asses up out this street. Y'all don't need to be out here. That's what they told us, man. You keep doing what you're doing, young blood, you're going to wind up in the penitentiary. Somebody going to go up in you, young blood. These what they was telling us, right? And then we got a little older the same time. All right, if you're going to be in these streets, it's about this now. That's when you start getting your first pack, start getting your first whatever. You know what I'm saying? I need some heat. Go see these dudes. They understood the game. They did their best to keep you from the game. But if you decide to get in it, and for those young men who didn't want to get in it, like the hoop stars and stuff like that, they were like, nah, you can't be out here on these streets. They made sure you went into the gym. They made sure nobody messed with you. You had a ride. You had money. All that. LeBron James wasn't the only one being protected in the streets. And not all those dudes who were being protected made it to the league. But they still were, they contribute to society. They go on to be good men. So those hustlers just sit back and be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's ours right there. We help keep him away from these streets. Leadership. We don't have that anymore, man. People out here just eating each other up, man. They just eating each other up. And I appreciate you trying to super chat, brother. I really do. I really do. You know what I mean? Let me just, yeah. And brother goes, I agree with you. Respectful discourse. When I rented my friend's girlfriend's car to go to Dallas, she didn't agree much with Fresh and Fit, but she still kept it real by letting me rent her car. That's what's up, man. I ain't got to agree, dude. I know some people who are straight up racist, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Real, I serve with them. Straight up, they come from real racist people, man. I had a dude tell me, one of my soldiers, he's like, man, I really wish I could take you home with me. I literally saved the guy's life during peacetime. You know what I mean? Saved his life. He was doing something. I went like, hey, man, why don't you do it this way? Actually saved his life, right? Because he screwed up and almost got himself electrocuted. But he was like, man, I wish I could take you home to my family so you can meet my family, man, but I can't because I'm black. His family, like, they don't do that. Brother Jason's like, post your Cash App. All right, man, for the next show, I'll post the Cash App, y'all. For this show, I'm not going to do it, but for the next show, I'll post the Cash App, y'all. I will. And y'all know with me, man, I ain't really, I appreciate it. You know what I mean? I truly do appreciate it. You know, and Suzette Speaks has been on me for the past 3 weeks. Like, you need to put your Cash App up there. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Brother Jason, that's it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it up there for the next one. Next stream, I have I'm going to create a banner with the Cash App on there. And I really appreciate that, y'all. I really do. I mean, it hits me here, y'all, for real. It hits me here. But we don't have to agree 100% with each other, man, to love each other and be a part of each other's world, man, and help each other. We don't. People that love me don't agree with me. There's a lot of people giving me shit over Fresh and Fit, Andrew Tate, and everything else. But they also know me. They know I ain't going to stop. I don't give a damn. I am my own man. And this part, ladies, I mean, this is for the men right now, ladies. I'm not ignoring you guys, but this part right here is for the men, right? This country is full of males and men. Which one are you, gentlemen? You got a choice to make, right? You have a choice to make. Are you a male or are you a man? And if you don't know the difference, you're not a man. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got to say about that. Now back to the regularly scheduled programming. So we're going to continue with what Tate has to say about the manosphere.
What kind of masculine manosphere is that? Why can't I say I disagree with this whole chapter? Let's have a podcast. Wouldn't that be better for the knowledge, the search of knowledge? This is a genuine question. Like, this is so tribalized. I don't understand. Because no one can disagree, because as soon as someone starts to disagree, everyone becomes petty and starts crying their eyes out and becomes personal beefs. Yep. I got in the cage and smashed the dude's face in, and afterwards we shook hands. So why are you crying over arguing over a book? Like, what's wrong with you people? Yeah. It's petty. It's like my webcam girls. It reminds me of my cam girl days. Crying over dumb shit. If the dudes in the manosphere were men, they would be able to say, look, we disagree on X point. Let's talk about it on a podcast. We're going to argue it out. And afterwards, we will still be friends.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, for y'all know I go to Miami a lot. I be rocking with Myron and Fresh. You know what I mean? Mostly Fresh. Myron don't like coming out that much. But when we do talk, like we're in Myron's place or whatever, we having something to eat or whatever, bro, we don't agree. We argue, man. We argue. It's a healthy discussion. We go back and forth. The guys who are in the Patreon, y'all know on those videos, we've gone back and forth. Like, I don't agree with that. And Myron like, yeah, I don't agree with Saint, but we're going to blah, 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 blah. It is what it is. Right? We need to get back to that, y'all. We need to get back to that. You know what I mean? And Brother Oz, I appreciate this comment right here, bro. This is funny as hell, man. To describe what side you're on, DL, I'm going to buy the line I heard on Mel's show. He's talking about Melanie King. You're a leprechaun riding a unicorn with a pet dragon. I'm one too. Thanks, bro. That shit was funny. But let's continue to hear what Brother Tate has to say.
I disagree with you on a point right now. We'll talk about it, and then we'll go out and have some drinks.
Yep.
What's the fucking problem?
Yep.
Am I right or not?
But that's how men solve problems.
Yep.
They literally talk, discuss it. Hey, let's agree to disagree, bro.
Yeah.
You want to have a drink?
And 9 out of 10 times, it's disagreements on like minor things. We still pretty much agree on 80, 99% of whatever it is, basic tenements of masculinity, be a leader, don't be weak, all this other stuff, take care of yourself, put yourself first, not women.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
We all have the same.
And that's the biggest problem in the manosphere, is that it's very tribalized. There's one group of people who are like all about this one thing, and if you don't agree with them, they will kick you out their podcast and won't invite you on it anymore because you have to agree with everything they say all the time. And I just don't think that's a search for truth. I think that's just a circle jerk.
Yeah, it is.
And it's just a circle jerk, and I think it's pathetic. That's the first thing. If I disagree with someone in the manosphere, I would like to message them and say, I disagree with you. Let's talk about this. And this happened with OnlyFans and webcam girls, right? The Rule Zero guys were talking about OnlyFans and webcam girls without inviting me on because they didn't like me anymore. And I felt like, dudes, without disrespect, you're not qualified.
Facts.
You're not qualified. Why are you all sitting around circle jerking?
And my bad about the audio. That's on Fresh and Fit. I can't. The audio was recorded. The original audio was recorded so weak. So I'm sorry about that. So when y'all go back and play it back, and I got it pegged out on my board. So when y'all go back and play it back, you just have to turn it up. And then we'll leave it there. But Tate just went on to talk about how they play the favorites in the manosphere. They do. I mean, it is what it is. There's money involved. There's jealousy involved. There's all sorts of factors involved in what's going on in the manosphere, right? It is what it is. You know what I mean? So, and that's what he was talking about. And I apologize for the volume being so low, people. But go back and watch this particular video. Definitely go back and watch this video. I'm gonna see if I can put it in the chat right now. Copy, did that. Bam, paste. I'll put it in the chat. When you guys get a chance, go back and watch it. I mean, he said some pretty cool stuff. Again, this is when he also went into depression. He talked about depression, and his thoughts on depression, I think, is worth a listen. To hear him out, listen to what he's talking about and where he's coming from. And I'm telling you, some stuff in there that kind of makes sense to me. But and since the volume is so low, I'll leave it there. I won't continue to try to make everybody mess with the volume as they're sitting around. Like, I can't hear that. Turn it up. You know what I mean? He's like, you got me yelling while Andrew was whispering. Yeah, my bad. It was Fresh to Fit had some audio issues back then, but since Big Mo came onto the team, their audio has been like on point, bro. Broadcast ready. So here's the thing. I just wanted to throw that out there so you can even see that this man right here, Andrew Tate, who was supposed to be like the hero of the manosphere, all these young guys, the manosphere is split on him, right? So he is simply leading. You know what I mean? He is simply leading. That's all he's doing. He's doing his best to get people, to get men to quit being victims and step it up and get their game and get on point and get out there and do something with your life. That's all he's trying to do. Right now, do I agree with all the words he used? No. Do I agree with his mission? Yes. Yes, I do. I do agree with his mission. And Miss AK lady was saying, what did he say about depression? He's basically saying depression doesn't really exist. You have to believe in it for it to affect you. And Miss AK lady, really go watch that. Watch, because it's timestamped. You can just jump to what he says about depression. If you go down to the bottom, it's timestamped, so you can just kind of jump. You don't have to watch the whole thing. I challenge you to go watch that and listen to what he have to say about depression. He talks about it in a few interviews on that platform. So, and I agree with what he's saying. I wholeheartedly agree. If you just sit around, it's like, woe is me, and you know what I mean, I'm depressed and I'm never going to do anything, I'm just going to lay here and die, then that's what you're going to do. Or you can push through it. You can push through it. You can sit around and say I'm depressed, or you can just get off your butt and force yourself to do things. Right? He talks about going to the gym. He doesn't want to go to the gym. He says all the time, I don't want to go train. He forces himself to go train sometimes. I don't want to do this video sometimes. Like sometimes I don't want to stream. I force myself to stream. I force myself to watch the replays. I force myself to do research. Right? I got to push through it. Like if I'm sitting around feeling whatever, I got to push through that. I have a mission. I need to accomplish this mission. No one's going to do it for me. I got to push through it. And that's his take on depression. You can push through it. You don't need the meds. You know, and he goes on to make some statements about that. Like you don't, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. When I go to the poor of the place, you know, you go to these places that are underdeveloped and all this kind of stuff, there's no one there depressed. They're working hard. Maybe they don't have time to be depressed. They're out there trying to get it. They're trying to survive. They're trying to do what they got to do, better themselves, take care of their families. But here in America, there's so many people who have everything. They sit around and they're like, oh, I'm depressed. I can't do nothing. You know what I mean? I don't have a Birkin bag, so I'm depressed. I'm not driving a Mercedes, so I'm depressed. You know what I mean? I'm living in a 4-bedroom. I want a 6-bedroom, so I'm depressed. I agree with that, man. That's bullshit, bro. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, no, push through that. What are you doing? That doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I get it. Life is hard. I get that. Right? You don't hear Cardi B talking about she depressed. Look where she came from. Look where she came from. She ain't depressed. You know what I mean? Everybody I know that's out there doing big things, they ain't depressed. Look where they came from. Look what they've been through. You just got to push through. You got to get there. Set some goals. Attain those goals. Sitting around like, oh man, I'm obese. I'm depressed. Stop eating ice cream. Stop eating fried food. Start walking. Get out there and walk. Start working on it. Work on your diet. Like stuff like that. You don't have to accept that things are hard, right? It's depression. Like, what is that? You just got to push through. You know what I mean? You just got to push through. And all these people are jumping on Andrew Tate because they don't want to hear those words. Right? Words have meaning. Words are dangerous. They have removed his voice from platforms that are real important. There are young men out there who will listen to him. They don't have that anymore now. They don't have that. His voice has been removed. Right? You got to go really hunt him out. You got to seek him out to find out, to get this advice from this guy who has done it. This man came from nothing. Nothing. 4-time kickboxing world champion. He came from nothing. He figured out a way to make himself a millionaire, a true self-made millionaire. This guy right here. And you want to shut him down because he's telling you not to have a victim mentality? You want to shut him down? You know what I mean? So it's a tough one, y'all. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. So this has been an hour and a half, y'all. I hope y'all got something from this, because I'm gonna leave it right there. I hope y'all got something from it. I'm gonna do some more Andrew Tate stuff this week, because he has said some things that I think people should hear. He said something, like I said, I'll leave the negativity to the mainstream media. I'll leave that to them. There's plenty of mainstream content. There's plenty of blue pill content on YouTube that are just trying to tear this guy down, right? And they're saying all this stuff. He's a cult leader. Him and his brother have a human traffic ring. You're hearing all this stuff. You know what I mean? He advocates for women being raped. It's their fault. Y'all read his words. Y'all read his words. It was right there on the screen. Y'all read his words. Tell me what he advocates for. You know what I mean? Just like fear, false evidence appearing real. Yeah, I mean, In this video right here, in this interview with Fresh and Fit, he talks about that. He talks about, the fear of ghosts. You know what I mean? Like if you believe that ghosts are real, then you're gonna be afraid every time you hear a bump in the night. You're gonna think it's a ghost every single time. If I hear a bump in the night, I'm thinking it's the wind, or maybe someone's moving through the woods, someone's moving through the tree line. I don't think it's a spirit. That's ridiculous. Right? And if I'm out here, life gets hard, times get tough, you know what I mean? And I'm getting beat up on by life or whatever, I'm getting punched in my mouth by life, it is what it is. I'm not just going to lay there and die. You don't earn them jump wings by being a quitter. You don't. You don't become Ranger by being a quitter. Right? You don't become Green Beret by being a quitter. Right? That's it. You strive to be number one, period. That's it. You want to talk about alpha? Fort Bragg is full of alphas. People say no more alphas in this country. Oh, go to Fort Bragg, North Carolina. You want to see some alphas. They down there. So that's all I'm saying about that, y'all. I believe I'm with him on his thoughts on depression. I'm with him. 98%. I'm with him. They're giving people drugs because of it. I don't understand. People want drugs for everything these days, man. Everything. They want a pill. You know what I mean? I want to be sedated. Like just like the song, man. I want to be sedated, bro. Not me. Not me. I was talking about earlier, they were talking about drinking and stuff like that and drug use and all that in California. People are getting beat down by life. They're depressed. No, man, they're just tired. They're not happy with their results. They need to work harder, figure out the situation. You know what I mean? We might have to make a strategic move. You know what I mean? Let's fall back to the rally point, figure this shit out. Maybe I shouldn't be in LA. Maybe I shouldn't be in San Francisco. Right? Let's fall back to Vegas. Let's fall back to Cincinnati. Let's fall back to Raleigh-Durham. Let's fall back somewhere and figure it out. Right? I displaced, moved myself all the way out here to Tampa. Doing better here. Right? I got the high ground out here. So that's how I look at it, y'all. That's how I look at it. Thank y'all so much for coming through. Everybody was in here, man. Now I got to the point where I can't really go through and try to name everybody. For the new faces, the old faces, thank y'all so much for coming through and rocking out with your boy. You know what I mean? I need to give y'all a hand for just being y'all. Thank you so much. Legalizing weed, right? Legalizing weed so you can continue to self-medicate, man. So you can just dull the pain instead of conquering the pain. Conquer the pain, man. Conquer the pain. That's all I'm saying. Push through it. Depression ain't real. If depression can't hurt you if you don't let it. And I agree with Andrew Tate when he said that. I agree with him on that. I really do. So, thanks for rocking with me. Y'all really appreciate it. I'm DL Saint. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast, man. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.